So in my other videos I mentioned that I'm doing floors in the house. I haven't seen very many people do floors like this. My wife got the idea. She saw something on Pinterest. And so I've been working on these floors. Now I'm going to show you the floors and what they are. And I'm not going to really explain the process until I know there's people out there that want to know how to do it. So, I'll kind of just tell you basically a generalization of it. I'll go in the house and I'll show you what I've done so far. I've done our bedroom and bathroom and the bathtub wall all like this. We're going to do the living room, we're going to do the kitchen, and we're probably going to leave the spare room carpet. And then my daughter's room, she wants it, but she wants it like a different way. Actually, it deletes a process for me, so it kind of works out. But we're gonna, how I'm doing this is, I'll do a room, I'll wait a little bit, I'll do a room, do a little bit. So I was putting this floor down when there was snow on the ground out here. So, and the sealer that I'm using is not good to breathe in. So you definitely don't want pets or anything like that in the house. We have 2 dogs, and after when I do the living room, when I put the sealer down, I'm really gonna have to find somewhere for them to go. One of them go to my mama's, but the other one, as hyper as he is, my mom can't handle him. So he'll probably either stay in the backyard while we stay in a hotel, or I might can talk my mama into just keep him in a kennel and just let him outside every so often. Basically, the tools you'll need to do this floor, if anybody is interested in it, I can do it. I have no prior experience. How this looks is how I've done it. It does have flaws in it, but I think I've learned from the bathroom and bedroom look the worst. Will look the worst. That was kind of like my trial run. It still, I've been told it looks really good, but I know that it looks like shit. But I'll take you in the house in a second, and I'll show you these floors. But the tools that you were gonna need to make this as easy as possible is you're gonna need a table saw, the actual tabletop saw that's got a blade in the middle of it that comes up. You're gonna want a table saw. You're gonna want a regular chop saw. You're gonna want a nail gun with finishing nails. After you see this, you'll understand. You will need a shop vac, because a broom isn't going to get all this up like you need to. Now, the reason I say shop vac is because before you put this floor down, you want the floor as clean as possible. The subfloor, you want it as clean as possible. You don't want no dirt under it at all. Now, there's only so much you can help, but you want to get it as clean as possible. So I go over, I sweep it, and go over it with a shop vac, and then I go down with the floor. Actually, I don't wear any shoes or anything when I'm putting the floor down. I don't do it barefoot, but I have socks on. But I don't wear shoes while I'm doing it. You'll need a propane tank and a torch. That you can get them at Harbor Freight. You can order them online. I think Home Depot sells them. Pretty sure Lowe's sells them. And I want to say I've seen them at Ace Hardware. Trying to think of what other tools you need. You need a sander, because mine just broke. Which the sander that just broke, I bought it from Harbor Freight, the red and black Braun brand, whatever it is. It's been through the ringer, so I ain't even mad it broke. It was $40, and it has done its job. I put it through hell before I started this job. So you will need a brush handle. In another video I'll show you about the brush thing, because there's a certain type you have to have. I think it's called wool cloth. I could be wrong about that, but I want to say it's wool cloth. You spread the sealer with. I'm pretty sure it's wool cloth, and you can't really clean it, so it's kind of one of them you throw away and buy another one. So I got to go through the spare room in here and make sure I don't have them. Make sure I don't have another one, so I don't buy another one, because they're not expensive, but they're not cheap either. To me, they aren't. Let's see, trying to think of what other tools you need. I think those are all the tools that you actually need. Yeah, because the way this floor is, you have to do it in a process. This isn't true hardwood at all. This is not true hardwood. This is an actual plywood floor. I can't remember the thickness. 21/32 I think is the thickness. It's bigger than 1/2 inch. I know that. It's just a little bit bigger than 1/2 inch. You can go as thick as you want, but the reason I done it this thin is so I have clearance for the doors, and I don't have to shave the bottom of the doors, because it's going through all throughout the house, so I don't have to shave any doors. I don't have any of that, any problems with the door clearance. And it is thick enough to where it'll hold up. I haven't really had any expansion issues, anything like that. So I'm prepping all the work. I'm prepping all the wood and stuff like that for the living room, because I'm hoping to start the living room in the next week or two. The problem is when you put the sealer down, you can only put a coat every 2 to 3 hours, preferably 4. It cures in about 15 hours. Fully cures in 15 hours. So you really don't want to walk on it for about 8. So the problem that I'm going to run into is the living room. The only way to get out of the bedroom is to go in the living room. So I'm gonna open these 2 windows, and I'm gonna put a fan in the kitchen that blows all that out, and we're probably gonna stay in a hotel for the night. And then throughout the night, I'll come up here and I'll put a coat down, put a coat down, put a coat down, put a coat down, ever so often. That's why I said something about you don't want pets in the house. You don't want anything you want that's living and breathing animals. You don't want them in the house, because this stuff is pretty toxic. You definitely don't want to be breathing it. Unless you want to sleep with a respirator on, and you're going to put a respirator on your dog. You don't really want to do that. Look at this one here. So she's not going to wear a respirator, as you see. So she's just hanging out right now. She wants to go in. When she lays down in front of me like that, she wants to go in. Alright, so let's get going. Propane tank, torch, you'll need that. And you're about to see why. So let's go in here and I'll show you. Alright, Nova, come on. So this is what is right inside the door. You got carpet, and then you got the other floor in there with the island and all that. Now, this is the floor. Let's see if I can get the light on. Bedroom's a mess, so don't worry about that. So this is the floor. All the way. I know it's a mess. So this is the floor. This is the bathroom up into the bathtub wall. Now, this is all burnt, and the sealer that's on it, we'll go in here and I'll show you the sealer that's on it. It's gloss with an amber. I thought it said amber on it. It might not. Polyurethane, that's what it is. It's supposed to be for hardwood floors, but anyway, my daughter, she doesn't want the burn look. She only wants the wood look. So I don't know what it's going to look like without it being burnt. So, but this is it right here. You want to keep all these knots as much as you can. And they're staggered. You can kind of count. That one where my finger's at is a full length to right there. And what I like about it is every one is the same. This is one of my favorite pieces right here. That one right there, it looks like almost like tiger print. So let me show you this, and and I can do a video on the whole process, start to finish. But these haven't been sanded yet. See that right there? You don't necessarily have to take that out. You want all this writing out. And then this is sanded. And this over here is sanded and cut. So this is a full length board, this is a middle board, and that's your short. So all those have been cut. All those is ready to be burnt. But you don't want to burn it until you put it down, because it will warp. So if you burn it and put it down, it has no choice but to go down flat. So I got these, and these are full sheets of plywood you cut in strips. These are 5 3/4 wide, 46 long, 31 long, 15.5 long. If you give or take a few inches here and there, they're about cut in thirds. So, you'll need, I use a pancake air compressor just because it's easier. This little pancake air compressor, and then I use the nail gun, the finishing nail gun with finishing nails. We have some here. These are already, these haven't been burnt, but they're custom cut pieces already. Some of them in here is usable, and some of them is not. I might can use some of that, I might not. So, this floor should be under this carpet. If it is, great. If it's not, it's whatever. So, this stuff was in the bathroom. That is just put right on top of the floor after you clean it. So that's kind of like around the toilet. And then she wanted a shelf in here. And then we got a cabinet. I redone this cabinet, so she wanted a cabinet in here. And then I redid the bathtub wall. Painted in here. It's got updated lights. Yeah, those are a little bit brighter than what I thought they were going to be. They're updated lights. I need to put another exhaust fan up there. But our bathroom and bedroom is fairly done, except for the covers for the light switch. So this whole area, the whole living room area, so from that line all the way up to the entertainment section right there, everything towards me will be redone. And that's where it stops right there, right inside the doorway. So the carpet overlaps it, so you can't really tell. But high traffic areas, the polyurethane won't really run down. I mean, it will over time, but as much as what we walk around in here. She wants to get rid of this carpet. She's tired of vacuuming. I don't blame her. The vents in the floor, that tannish, brownish look, I don't think looks good on this floor. So that's why I ordered the black vents put back down in the floor. I just think they look better. So she wants to get rid of both these couches. We're going to get rid of the coffee table. We're going to keep the recliner and my daughter's dog, this crate. We're going to keep it, but it's got to go somewhere for the time being. And we're going to rip all the carpet up, and I'm going to put all new. You can see I pulled some of the baseboards up. We're going to put all new baseboards back down, taller ones. These baseboards are MDF. I just put sawdust all in my mouth. These baseboards are MDF, so they're really shit. But you can see them. I don't know if you can, but if you can see them, they got like the non-sanded ones have like a yellow tint to them, a goldish yellow tint to them. You want to get that out. It'll burn better, and then when you burn it, it dries any moisture out that's in it, which means the polyurethane it'll soak into the wood good. So I know this is a long video, and I know that it's a process, but anybody that wants to know how to do it, and anybody that has seen this before and thought about doing it, and I don't really know how to do that. Well, I didn't either. And this is, I actually had to buy a small piece of plywood and sand it, burn it, and seal it. And I cut a whole, I bought a whole 4x8 sheet and cut it in quarters and did each section and found out what would work and what wouldn't. So, with that being said, I didn't know how to do any of this either. It was just trial and error. But if you do it how I tell you to do it, and if you follow the steps that I give you, which I'll do another video on, it will look exactly like that. It will have no choice but to look like that. If you do it exactly like I'm telling you. There's places in the subfloor that should have been fixed. No holes or nothing like that, but it was some places coming up. I kind of just went over it with a sander real good and kind of smoothed it back down. I'm probably going to regret that later on. I probably should have fixed it when I was doing this, but that subfloor in there is, I mean, it's bigger than 3/4 of an inch. It's some pretty thick subflooring. So if you want to get rid of your carpet, I mean, this is a good way to do it. To do just the living room with the tools that I already have will cost me, that bucket of polyurethane is $70. I can do this whole floor with the tools that I already have, the knowledge I already have, just the materials. It will cost me less than $500 to do the living room floor. Probably it might be less than $400. But if you include the baseboards too, and then the paint for the baseboards, you're looking at right at $500. For me to do that for somebody else is probably about $2,800. So that's about a $2,000 profit. That's not bad money. So I'm definitely looking into doing this for other people if they like it and they want it done in their house. Definitely looking into doing that. So like I said, I've seen a couple people. My wife saw this on Pinterest, and I'm like, there's absolutely no way I can do that, because I don't know what they're using. I don't know what material they're using. I just don't know. And the guy that I watched do it, he laid down 4x8 sheets, laid them down, nailed them down, burnt the shit in the house, and then polyurethaned it. And it looked really good. But I didn't want to do it like that. I wanted to stagger it. So then I had to come up with a width to where I wasn't wasting so much material out of the 4x8 sheet. Then I had to come up with a length where I wasn't cutting off so much and wasting so much. This box over here. Oh, well, I spilled my... Well, damn. That box over there is scrap from what I've cut so far for the living room and the bathroom and the bedroom. That's how much scrap that I have. That's not that much scrap. That's actually pretty good. So, rinse this off, because I know that was Pepsi and it'll be sticky and shit. I'm gonna have to go get some more drink. But anyway, I just want to show y'all that. I want to show y'all that about the floor thing that I'd been talking about. And it's a slow process. It is a lot of time consuming. You got to sand all of it. You got to cut all of it. You got to run it through the table saw. You got to run it through the chop saw. You got to sand it. You got to burn it. You got to put it down. I mean, it's definitely a process. Most definitely. So, if you guys are interested, look out for another video that I'm going to do. I'll do a progression video on the living room floor. I don't know when I'm going to get to it yet, but I'll make sure you guys see it. So, if y'all are interested, leave me a comment, and Thank y'all for watching.